don't need it all.
It's tough, man.
Because you'll need provisions on your way to destroying the wretched thing. We don't actually know if that lump they've raised in Elmsard is a real screaming wolf, but better safe than sorry.
That is a lot of monks. Well, that was terrifying, huh?
Storm vents its fury. I defy it, like I defy anyone slithering down the path of corruption. Look, see that black. Well, the black rat. Oh,
Firestormer up. Firestormer gas. Let's get that reset real quick. Probably a mistake, to be honest. I feel like every time I've done that for clear speed, I've regretted it. I did it again! I keep doing a third attack when I don't mean to. It's really screwing me up. Okay.
Incoming! Be careful! Gas flash! Get back! Incoming! Chaos Warrior, to my side! The Chaos Warrior falls!
Slave Rat was just a reset. I was trailing behind me.
There is no shame in poverty unless it is caused by unwholesome choice and practice.
Slightly aggressive here. We'll take it though. Extra draft. Come on, come on, come on. Come on! So annoying. Couldn't get through him. This is GG if I screw this up right now.
our pathway. Go! A blight storm! The air thickens with falchion.
More trouble.
Stand with us! Receive the judgment of Sigma! The Lockhound dies! Rest over!
You know what I should be doing?
Kill it with everything you have!
Ow. Damn it. Bad play.
In his charge! That ogre coming at us!
Nothing I can do. Had to eat it.
Right! Kill it dead! Slay that Blightstormer! Kill that flabby fiend! We have slain the Blightstormer! Leap strike! Clear the path to the Chaos Warrior! Watch out! Chaos Warrior! That ogre coming at us! Follow!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Almost just gave up the game for nothing.
Just as fine day! Kill it with everything you have! By the
Oh, there's a whole nother wave, huh?
fist.
No, maybe not. Yeah, there is. GG. Okay, never mind. The damage looked a little high on the boss. It is. It's about double what it would be on vanilla, to make up for the fact there's only one of me rather than four.
Armor is no defense against the righteous. See, above, Sigma favors us.
Whew. Where? Oh, there.
While the Shiva is no match for Imperial steel. A rod hell. Sigma grants strength. Lightstormer. The wind's diving.
Again, it looks strong, but it's on a knife's edge the whole time. All it takes is a slight screw up and you're insta-dead.
Alas, we still have a way to go. I want more pace, more faith, and more death.
More pace, more faith, and more death. I like that summary. There's the inevitable horde right there. Want one kill. Give him a reset. Try to kill the shield dudes.
I must not for your rotten heart, Lightstormer.
Shit.
The Blightstormer called Foul Blightstormer. Dead and gone.
Yet again, I did not mean to do the third hit there. Something keeps going wrong. I keep doing one more swing than I intend to, and I can't replicate in a controlled environment. Why? It's like the third time this game, and every single time it's almost killed me. What I'm trying to do is swing, swing, quick switch, fire, and instead of getting swing, swing, wait a little bit, swing, quick switch. Ooh, that might have been a mistake, to be honest. Okay, give me a reset. Do a little shot to the chest to stun you, which will set you up for the follow-up shot to the face. A little off. Huge mistake. Alright. You know what? Let's just finish him. Here comes the leech. And the stormer. Sounds got the flick. Horde soon. You know what? Use him with a quick reset. Keep him for a reset in case I need it. Still got him for the reset. One of three.
Assassin blast!
3 of 3.
Ammunition! Sigma stands with us. The Chaos Warrior shall fall.
Ooh. Give me a crit. Okay, give me a guaranteed crit.
More scythe has claimed the Chaos Warrior!
Zimmy on the Chaos Warrior to give a chance of getting a crit, plus 10% crit on Zoom for that weapon.
More vermin! I smell charred hair and fire.
Leave him for the
Another
crit.
dead weapon rack. You know what to expect. The infernal calling calls forth the tide.
Shoot.
The lights feel no pain. Still the light storm. The air thickens with smoke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I doing? Alright, let's heal.
I hope it's not spot.
That was horrible. Should still have that draft. Slightly awkward engage angle. Should have been slightly more patient, I think. Just a clean joust. Let's just give ourselves a clean joust. Nice and easy. I think I should kill this horde, and near the end of this horde I should do the next chain to minimize chance of a horde plus ending. In the same way you did at the end of the barrel event in Vermintide 1 Horde of Magnets. If I need to explain more later, let me know. Slightly late on this. And I still get the horde.
He can't be far.
I think I might go for the speed run here. Though killing him wouldn't be that hard. The correct move is just kill him, I think. Screw it, we'll do it. Oop, this time that's lightly. Okay.
War funding.
Can I drink, please? Yet again, my quick switch seems to be getting ignored. How did I miss? Quick switch error. Again, I don't think my fault. I think I didn't put issue there for weird reasons I can't figure out. I need to figure out what to do to stop doing these input issues. It's going to get me killed. It almost has already.
Oh, blessed shot! The soul is willing, but the flesh requires binding.
I'm really noticing the input issues here because of all the extra quick switching that Bounty Hunter does. And because every little hit matters.
Black rat! Just coming, storm vermin!
Ooh, that's scary.
Double the discipline!
Oh my god. Whew, little divot right there. Jesus Christ, guys. Whew. There are never any specials there unless you turn them on. Sweaty palms, a bit of a heartbeat. Yeah, it looks like my own bomb gave me aim punch, like an absurd aim punch. So the aim punch on crossbow, and what does aim punch mean? It means when you get hit, after that you have a humongous random spread. Well, I guess any amount of random spread added to your shot. And crossbow, the aim punch is insane. Insane. Yeah, USA Medic, they definitely didn't manage to keep up with what they were hoping to in terms of timeline. But there's a 1.2 which just came out, huge patch. 2 new maps are beautiful, tons of really great stuff added, lots of like, yeah, you go down the patch notes, it's just like a hit parade. It's like, good idea, needed to be done, glad it's there. Like, yeah, great, would have been really nice 5 months ago, but it sure is nice now too. And I highly expect, I have a large expectation of a considerable balance patch coming sometime soon, now that they kind of got things rolling again. So I think we're on good street, man. I think by the end of this year, this game will be in great shape, and it'll just keep getting better. So, I don't know. I mean, it's no problem taking a break and trying other games out. Like, some people like to move around. Some people like to play the same games mostly. No issues with that. But if you're ever saying to yourself, man, I would love to play some more Vermintide one day, but issue X, sometime this year, you're going to be like, if you came back and tried it, I think you'd be satisfied. However, the grind is still a grind, and the grind targets probably still aren't that attractive. So if you feel like you need some considerable extrinsic rewards to motivate and organize your play, you might be a little disappointed. Let me just talk about the build real quick, and let me talk about what I was talking about in terms of the bell run, win to finish an event. So the way events tend to work in Vermintide is that there is an X amount of stuff that gets spawned in a wave, and when a very small amount of that stuff is left over, the next wave is queued up to spawn. But if you end an event right around the time, right before that next wave of stuff is queued, that next wave of stuff won't spawn. So typically what you want to do at the end of an event, for example, at the end of an event it usually turns special spawns back on, for example. You want to make sure you end the event with enough things left that the next wave doesn't get triggered, which is what I tried to do on the bell, and that's exactly what you saw there. That's one. Let me look at the build. So I cannot remember why it's important to have 10% infantry, 10% chaos here. But Grim told me to, and Grim is a min-maxer, like to the wazoo. So if you gave up one of these traits here, one of these properties here, for 5% attack speed, I don't know what you'd give up, but I'm sure it's something. We could probably figure it out. If we, let me ask him later. But 5% attack speed would be nice, but there's a reason for it, and I can't remember what the breakpoint is. It's some breakpoint. A little bit of move speed here is great. A little bit of crit chance here is just fine. It's the thing you'd give up, I think, if you couldn't. The extra little crit synergizes well with crossbow, which does so much more super armor damage when you get a crit. Otherwise, it's just nice for the falchion for some hit stagger and stuff. Okay, Best Prick says that you need the 10% here, and the 10% on the falchion, plus the hunter's 25% to get to one shot of fanatics. So that's probably correct. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Neri says the same thing. Okay, I was wondering if that's what it was. So let me start from the beginning. I'm doing a horrible job describing this build. Let's start from the beginning again. The most important traits, or most important factors in this build are prize bounty, which is shots affected by Blessed Hunter consume no ammo. The crit, which gives a guaranteed crit, and it doesn't say it here, but it says it right here, but every time you get a melee kill, it gives you another guaranteed crit, and this means so there's no ammo, so you got a lot of ammo sustain and a lot of crits. And there's trait right here called Hunter, makes it such that every time you get a ranged crit, you get 25% power against that armor type. So it's either armored, unarmored, berserker, or monster. And it actually works for your melee weapon as well. So you can have huge amounts of plus power very reliably, and crits, ranged crits quite reliably. So what does that give you? Ranged crossbow crits, basically one-shot almost everything. Two-shot a Chaos Warrior if you headshot on one of those 2 hits. And the crit shot will actually stun the hell out of a Chaos Warrior. So range crits for this crossbow are incredibly powerful. And the Bounty Hunter, this biggest ability, he gives up so much for this. But he gains a lot out of this engine of ammo sustain off a prize bounty, full crit, range crits, which are very valuable, and free 25% power against that armor type every time you do one of these range crits for 8 seconds or whatever have you. That is the engine of this build. What does Bounty Hunter have to give up? Basically all presupposition of survivability. He's like, there's nothing here that's going to help you survive a bad scenario. You have no get out of jail free ultimate. You have 100 HP of lowest HP possible. You have no damage reduction. Your amount of dodges in the length of the dodges on falchion are just medium. They're not the fastest. This guy, if you get in trouble, it's very hard to come out of things. But again, you have this engine of aggressiveness to try to make up for it. The little bit of attack speed here is nice. These things are not important. This is just everything else here gives nothing of importance, so this is just by default. Bloodlust, temp health on kill is just incredible versus the other 2, so it's a no-brainer, and you don't need either of these as far as I can tell. So the extra cooldown's kind of okay, but it doesn't matter too much. Where does the ultimate shine more than anything? You screw up and you don't have a crit and a Chaos Warrior's in your face. That's kind of nice. Stunning a boss is kind of nice. The most important use, as I play more and more of it, is there's a huge amount of aim punch on crossbow. What does that mean? You get hit in melee range. The next range shot you take has a ton of random spread. Your ultimate does not get affected by that. So if let's say you have a fire rat get next to you and start spraying you, there's nothing you can do with your range weapon except for hide, and maybe that's not an option. If you still have your ultimate up, you can dodge, jump, ult him in the face, and it'll be perfectly accurate. What else? With this 25% crit power out of Hunter and 10% armored and 10% Skaven in the properties, and they do have to be high rolled like this, you have exactly enough power to one-shot body shot Storm Vermin in body shots. So what you got to do is, if you have a bunch of Storm Vermin coming up, you take one shot into one of them, which enables you to have enough power to body shot the rest of them. So from there, it's like, get a crit for the Hunter proc, and then, boom, manual reload, manual reload, manual reload, manual reload for slightly increased attack speed, and then boom, all the Storm Vermin are gone at the cost of ammo. What else? You have 10% chaos here, 10% chaos, 10% infantry here, plus the Hunter proc when you shoot into a Chaos Horde, which will give you just enough to one-tap, I believe one-tap body tap Fanatics or something to that effect. Anyways, the bottom line is that you'll have very nice melee clear of Chaos Hordes, and as everyone knows, Skaven Hordes are trivial, so nothing to worry about there. What else? 20% health is a no-brainer. Bunashalya and the class is going to kill hordes so much is a no-brainer. Stamina versus block cost reduction. As you guys know, I generally favor block cost reduction, especially if I can afford to have a second block cost reduction on the melee weapon. But with Falchion only having 2 base stamina, I feel like the extra 2 stamina, or 4 base stamina, 2 shields, I feel like the extra 2 stamina are worth in this instance, because it means you have one more block or one more push to get out of some sort of bad scenario. Parry is your only defensive tool. It is non-negotiable. Right here, Shrapnel, I think for true solo, I'd much prefer Bomb Retain, so chance of keeping the bomb. I just didn't roll it. The crit chance is not that important. For normal play, you'd give that for curse resistance. A little bit of move speed means you can kind of stay away. I think that's enough of a general build overview. When you're playing with other players, you will be going in to do a little melee to get resets, and then you're coming back out to range spam. For normal play, giving up Hunter for for Scavenger, whatever it's called, Scrounger, MO on crit, enables a huge MO spammy build, which is fine. It's fine, you can play it that way if you prefer. This one's kind of cool because the Hunter enables the cool breakpoint on Stormbrimmen and Falchion, so it's more of the way that I think Bounty Hunter is intended to be played. If you ask me, is this build OP? When it's doing its thing, as you saw in the solo run we just watched, is it destroys a lot of stuff, but the second that it's under pressure, it has a hard time doing anything, including surviving. So it seems to be balanced pretty well. At first, we thought this was really insane, this build. I still think it's got some insane properties to it, but I no longer think it's like insanely overpowered or anything like that. After having played builds that have more survivability, through the an ultimate that gets you out of resistance and out of pressure, or just straight extra base HP, and most importantly, damage reduction. A lot of builds have like 50% damage reduction. A lot of careers do. Those things are incredibly valuable, and the more of them you have, they scale, in my opinion, non-linearly. In other words, having one of them is good. Having two of them is more than twice as good. And Bounty Hunter has none of those things. So it's kind of an interesting glass cannon type build. And it's more so a glass cannon even than the Pyromancer, because Pyromancer tends to run some ranged weapon with a lot of control. You have almost no control. You have push, and you have parry, and that's all you have. Anyways, I find it quite fun to play. It feels more Vermintide 1-esque than any other build I've played, which is also cool. I like pushing it because I've been pushing the more tough builds with lower killing power. Playing on the opposite end of the spectrum is interesting as well. Okay, that's enough babble. I'm going to include the next few minutes in I'll post this to YouTube, but let me just see if anyone has any other interesting things to share with you folks from the run. Alright. Anything else I should include in this, guys, because this is going on the YouTubes? So people say, and this is true, and you're playing with a normal party, one-shotting Chaos Warriors is very tough. They're always getting battered around. So relying on that's not as reliable, it's not as reasonable, and having to have a solution to a special that hits you once or something like that is less relevant. So they tend to go with double-shotted, I believe, is what you're going to tell me, to one-shot Chaos Warriors and stuff. Anything else? Yes, two-shotting Chaos Warriors is new. It is quite powerful. I feel like crossbow is a little overtuned relative to longbow, not manbow, and handgun, but not by a ton. Not by a ton. The aim punch is actually more significant than I realized, at least for this style of play. For multiplayer play, where you can control the surroundings better and rely on your teammates to screen for you more, so you have more space and aim punch is less relevant, then crossbow is probably yet again even more overperforming than longbow. The only little change that I think longbow probably needs to be brought into parity with the other ones is it needs to have less of uncancelable time at the end of a shot. Anything else? Alright, let me end it here.